You stand uphill? I'm standing uphill.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
Well, hi everyone, I'm Roger Marshall. I'm a U.S. Senator from Kansas. My fourth trip to the border. Very proud to be joined here with Senator Ted Cruz will be here in a second. As you can imagine, Ted's talking to some fellow Texans down there. Senator Ted Budd from North Carolina, John Hoeven from North Dakota, and the Border Patrol Council President, Brandon Judd. Brandon, thanks for being here. I've done mission work all over the world, and I'm just telling you, it's very emotional to come here to see what's going on. Just the humanitarian crisis here, the number of people. And I just want to commend the Border Patrol, our National Guardsmen, all the volunteers, the NGOs, that they are doing everything possible to treat folks humanely. But I'm telling you, we have to change policy. We can't keep doing what we've been doing. Our systems are overwhelmed. It's truly a humanitarian crisis. This particular area, it sounds like they've treated, they've seen over, I'm a doctor, so I feel like I want to go treat all these people. They say 10% of them show up with some type of an illness or an injury, but they do an intake of over 1,000 people a day here. They're doing an incredible job. I don't know what this is going to look like tomorrow. Overall, they told us that they had 10,000 encounters yesterday, 3,000 gotaways. That's the size of my hometown. We should commend the community of Brownsville for doing so many things to help treat these folks accordingly. I think mostly what I just share with you today, it's very emotionally draining what we're seeing here. But the nation needs to see this. This is why President Biden needs to come and look one of these camps in the eyes and see for himself the tragedy that's ongoing here. So thank you for joining us. Senator Cruz is here.
We are witnessing an absolute travesty unfolding on our southern border. On Monday, we apprehended over 10,000 people on the border, the highest level in history. On Tuesday, we apprehended over 10,000 people on the border, again, the highest level in history. There are right now, where we're standing, more than 22,000 people camped just south of the border, getting ready to come across. Just in this location, in less than a month, we've had over 35,000 Venezuelans cross illegally just right here, not counting the whole rest of the border. Every day, just right here, they're encountering 90 to 100 Chinese nationals. Now, for anyone that doesn't have their globe nearby, China is not immediately to the south of the United States. But 90 to 100 a day are crossing illegally on this border, being smuggled in by Mexican drug cartels. And I have to say, I am angry. Because this is deliberate. This is a decision that was made by President Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and congressional Democrats to open up the border to what is nothing less than an invasion. Ask yourself, why is President Biden not here? Why is Kamala Harris not here? Why is Elizabeth Warren not here? Why is AOC? She still owns the white pantsuit. Why is she not here with her head buried in her hands? Because they don't give a damn about the dead bodies. 6 weeks ago, I asked Secretary Mayorkas how many migrants died in the past year crossing illegally. He said, I don't know. The number's 853. But he can't be bothered to worry about that. I asked him how many women have been sexually assaulted in the last year by human traffickers. He said, I don't know. Because the administration can't be bothered by that. I asked how many children have been physically and sexually assaulted. Again, I don't know. We're witnessing modern day slavery. And maddeningly, what the Biden administration has decided is they want more. Title 42 is expiring today, and you know what happens tomorrow? Those numbers go up. This isn't an invasion, and they want the numbers to go up. Let me say to the men and women from the Border Patrol who are heroes, they are extraordinary heroes, and we're down here to tell them thank you, to tell them we love you, to tell them we got your back. even as your political superiors are making it impossible for you to do your job. The Biden administration is really proud now that they have apps on their phone, that when someone crosses illegally, they can fill out an application in 2 minutes. This is the Amazon version of illegal immigration. They're going to make it fast and deliver them anywhere in the country. We've seen 6.5 million people cross illegally since Joe Biden became president, and the administration wants 6.5 million to be 10 million, to be 12 million, to be 15 million, to be 20 million. And the body bags that pile up, they can't be bothered to worry about. I'll tell you, the great state of Texas is on the front lines. The volume is overwhelming. It's got to stop.
John Hoven, North Dakota. Over the last 2 years, I would say, I've been to McAllen, I've been to Del Rio, I've been to Eagle Pass, I've been to El Paso, I've been on the other side of the border to Mexico, Guatemala, Colombia, Ecuador, here. And what I see each time I go is more people coming illegally. What's happening is our ability to process them is just getting faster. We're processing more and more, but it's just more and more people coming illegally. And they're being released into the country with a notice to appear, an OPER, for, I guess, a hearing in maybe 5 years. And that's a preliminary hearing. So essentially they're being admitted into the country. And we're just processing them faster and faster and faster. And when I first went to Del Rio, I think they said, oh, there's something like people coming from illegally from 50 different countries. And then by the time I got to El Paso, it was from 100 different countries. And it's not just people coming illegally. The drugs. Look at all the drugs, the fentanyl, the drugs affecting every state in the nation. Every state in the nation. How about human trafficking? So it's not just people coming here illegally, it's drugs, it's human trafficking. And we just process them faster and faster and more. When I was in Central and South America, the message is come. Come, you might have to wait for a little bit, but eventually you'll get in. We just learned that we can only return 500 a day to Mexico. So you return 500 today, 1,000 come across the next day. You return 500, 2,000 come the next day. Well, you can figure that out. They just all eventually come in. And they all have a cell phone now. So what's the first thing they do? They call back to people in their country, and people waiting on the other side said, yes, I'm in here now, so you come on up. And the cartels are getting rich. Think of the misery that they're exacting on all these people. And they're getting rich doing it. And this could change. This could change immediately. When you listen to Secretary Mayorkas, he gives you this long spiel about how the border's secure. Well, obviously it's not secure. Last year, 2.5 million came across, and we're at a rate to exceed that. And of course, when Title 42 goes off, it will increase even more. But the reality is, with a change in policy, the CBP professionals, the Border Patrol professionals could stop this. They could stop this. If we truly enforced remain in Mexico and third safe country, and we enforced it as we did under the prior administration, we could stop this. Every American needs to say to the Biden administration, you were elected to enforce the law. Enforce the law. Enforce the law. That message needs to be heard across this country. And with those changes in policy, remain in Mexico, third safe country, we could stop this. Because people coming from all these different countries would understand, no, if they want an asylum claim, they have to apply from outside the country. They have to follow the law.
I'm Senator Ted Budd from North Carolina. We know that if we want a strong country, then we have to have strong borders. And I've been to multiple sections of this border over multiple years. I've seen these crises, and this is truly a humanitarian crisis. We just witnessed folks being transported all around the country. I visited with Customs and Border Patrol agents, law enforcement. We have paramedics here, people from the city of Brownsville. I just want to say thank you to all of them that are trying to do the right thing, that are trying to save lives down here. But I want to address Joe Biden, and I lay this problem at his feet. This used to be a bipartisan issue, but in the last several years, he's politicized it. He's let this issue lay dormant. It's gotten worse and worse. He's had 2.5 years to prepare for this issue. And on January 20th of 2021, the yellow diesel equipment, the concrete, the steel that was being set up to give our law enforcement a chance, to defend our borders, to protect our borders, all that lay still. And it's laying there now. What we need to do is pass the bill. The first thing I did when I got to the Senate just a few months ago was to file a bill. It's Build the Wall Now Act. And that takes money that's already been appropriated. It allows us to build